Hello, hello, whoa. Okay, guys. I am back with the Ten of Swords, the Betrayal card. One of most people's least favorite cards to see in the deck, with good reason, because there's not really any other way to interpret this card other than betrayal, right? So, Ten of Swords is the card kind of indicating like the fight is over, someone has been defeated, right? Difficult feelings of pain and loss over an ending or a betrayal. This is the card where I always say, like, you've been stabbed in the back, or someone's trying to stab you in the back, or like that. It's literally like this guy's laying on the floor, right, with 10 swords in his back. So this card indicates a time to let go and accept your current circumstances. So this is like, it's defeat. Like, it really is like, come to terms with it so that you can move on. The great thing about the 10 cards, the two negative 10 cards, or the ones that are a little more negative, is literally it's the ending. So it's the end of the suit, meaning like at every ending, there's a new beginning. So it's kind of like surrender to this, just let it be over and move on. So this card tells you it's to be very, very careful with who you're trusting, who's around you. The card can also represent the end of a betrayal and the beginning of hope. So we kind of just talked about that. So like the betrayal is now ending and it's getting ready to like renew and it'll be time for you to move on. And that really kind of depends on what cards are around it. So it's either like the end of the betrayal or you're in the betrayal, and you sort of need to look at your surrounding cards to determine where you are in that process. The element is air, because swords, all the swords cards are represented by the element of air. The astrology is Uranus or Uranus. People say it all different ways. And then the numerology obviously is a number 1 because it's a 10 card. So the card represents misfortune, ruin, defeat, loss, failure, pain, total betrayal and annihilation, like hitting rock bottom and then complete loss of trust. So in Leah language, I always say it's like the card of being stabbed in the back. The reversal of it means someone's refusing to let go, refusing to accept defeat, denial of failure or loss, recovery from loss. It can mean momentary advantage or momentary or temporary gain, a rebirth, resurrection. It can mean, or a new beginning after a period of despair. So when the 10 of Swords shows up, you want it to show up reversed. Like, you don't want to see that card straight up. If it's reversed, it's a little bit better. Not great, but a little better than it showing up right side up. So the symbolism in the card, the man wears gold and purple to show that he was once wealthy, though that doesn't matter anymore because he's obviously dead or dying, right? The sky is either showing, so there's a lot of either or in the symbolism of this card, because it can be an ending or it can be a final ending or an ending leading to a new beginning. So you see the sky and it's showing like a last glimpse of light before total darkness, or it could be representing the dawn of a new day, right? So then the man is lying there dead or dying. There's a pool of red blood, and the red obviously represents blood, but it also can represent passion. And then the man in the card can either be the person being betrayed or the enemy finally defeated. So that's another interpretation of this card. Like, if you've been in a huge conflict and this card shows up, you could take this as your enemy is being defeated or your enemy has been defeated. It really depends on how you're doing the reading. So the numerology of this card is 60. It's the 60th card in the deck, which breaks down to a 6. So 60 indicates a focus on the material world, and that may be blocking us from the divine. And then the number 6 is a focus on accomplishments in the material world. So this is very much a card of physicality. This is a literal betrayal. So most of the swords cards are mental cards. They're very mental. This card has a little bit more physicality to it. So the astrology, ruled by Uranus, the planet of sudden upheaval, rebellion, surprise, disruption, individuality, and the future. So very fitting card to rule, or planet to rule this card. And the zodiac sign is Gemini. So alternative interpretations. If it shows up when you're asking about love, you're being betrayed. If it shows up when you're asking about work, your current work situation is about to come to an end, or somebody is betraying you. It's like, move on quickly, find a new job. If it shows up when your query is about something spiritual, it can indicate that you're about to release a spiritual belief that's been holding you back. So it can be a good card in that sense if you're asking about your spiritual journey or something spiritual. Regarding money, it's going to indicate that you may be facing a disappointment. But when you're asking about money, it's like, cut your losses and move on. Like, you're at the end, move on. It's a new day. So that is the Ten of Swords card. Hope you guys are having a great day. Mwah!